Hi, my name is Gary, and I had wrote like a summary of the things that happened to me near the end of February. I had just stopped working third shift, and I just wanted to get this off my chest because I have to go through a lot with some people. I'm trying to sell my beats from now on, my instrumentals, or whatever you want to call it, and I want to start my own production company. And it's kind of hard to work with people if they have the wrong attitude as far as business. Business is concerned, because what I really want to do is sell my music and do it the right way. I want to copyright my music, my instrumentals, and then sell them. At first, once you start off, a lot of things are going to happen. You're going to meet friends that don't want to pay you. You're going to meet people that want to pay you, but they don't want to pay enough for what you're trying to sell. That's why it's good to copyright your music and start from there. All right, I wrote a large summary, and it's a lot of different things for me to talk about. All right. It's called Kev and the Enhanced Species group on Facebook. Okay. I'm going to start this off by saying it's better to copyright your music before working with anyone, because if it's your music, you should make your money. First off, I haven't talked to the city about creating a production company, so a bank can loan me enough money to start my own business in a studio. I have only friends, none of them business-minded enough to pay for recording, mixing, video production, and instrumentals. If so, all of them could have went to a phone book and made a call to one of the studios in the phone book. I had nothing against that until I became obligated with a new work shift and found out I had a 24-hour virus. My mother always told me, charge for music. Let me take my watch off. My mother always told me, charge for my music, my beats, my instrumentals, whatever, studio time. But I started charging when nobody had time, and when I didn't make any good relationships with any of the artists I work with. Okay. Basically, in a nutshell, from what I just read, I was making music. I didn't start off right. I should have copyrighted my music first. And I should have listened to my mother when she told me to charge for instrumentals, charge for beats, charge for studio time. But when I started charging, for some reason, I had diarrhea, the 24-hour virus. And once I let someone know, they took it the wrong way, like, yo, why you selling beats for? Duh, duh, duh. But they didn't really say that. That's just how they took it, in my perspective. Let me finish reading. Now, since I've made a Facebook post, I received a phone call from Kev from Species, and he saw the post. I could tell how he made the call, how it sounded on the other end, and how he released the call. Now, basically, usually he wouldn't do that, if you know my side of the story and from my perspective. Alright, when I felt better after the 24-hour virus, which means I had diarrhea real bad. A lot of people had diarrhea from December on up, and they're trying to say that it's H1N1 or H5N1 or H2N3 or whatever else that these biological weapon, what these biochemists are trying to create to place on people. But other than that, it was her birthday, LTD's birthday, so I let M. Griff know that how that artist was acting on Facebook. I'm not going to say he deleted my post, but an administrator acknowledged my post on the Enhanced Species Facebook group being erased, meaning that one of those two people that were administrators on the Enhanced Species group had erased my post because I was trying to sell my music, and they didn't like the fact that I was trying to sell my music because they worked with me for free, and they probably didn't have the money. But they could have talked to me and asked me and would have been a man about it and said, yo, G, I don't want to charge it. I don't want you to charge me for no beats, yo. And da 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 da. And I would have said, okay, you just won't get a beat, you know. You have enough beats already as it is. Golly, why don't you just sell them beats, you know? I'll make even better beats than that, and I just let those people know I made those beats. But you didn't make any money off of it. You made just $10 selling my beats. Ooh. Well, I don't have a production company, so you can just do whatever you want. Alright. Afterwards, I blocked both administrators and their sidekicks. Reason being is because the ringleader was asking too much, expecting the wrong idea from me. And I asked his brother about that, and he's taking up for him, thinking I'm saying what I was explaining to him over the phone. Alright, now let me give you an example of everything that I just explained. Alright, he's saying that I'm not taking enough time to do his music, and I'm asking him about it, and he's taking up for him, thinking that it's me telling him what he's saying about me. So I'm the wrong person on the end for speaking up and saying anything about it. So I'm basically the bad person because I want to acknowledge something that was going on that kind of offended me, and that kind of offended the person I was working with. Now, if I'm taking up for him, but he's like, no, I'm gonna take up for him, then he's doing the right thing, being that that's his brother. But on the other end, if I'm taking up for you and your music, then yeah, that's really messed up. But on the other end, it's whatever they want to do. And then I don't even know where I stopped from. Wrong way, and it's his brother explaining him over the phone. The reason I blocked their sidekick is because he hyped the ringleader, saying that he would make a profit off his mixtape and not for free like his brother's anticipation. Now, his brother was expecting him to make a mixtape with me, and his childhood friend, was like, I don't make money off my mixtape. I'm not gonna be like everything else that ever came out by these guys. And I'm like, Dad, why you gotta diss all these guys, man? And then his homeboy got his back. I'm like, Dad, yo, I'm trying to have your back and try to promote you, and he's trying to sell his music, you know what I'm saying? So why can't we sell ours and do ours the right way? And now, for some reason, he has some kind of beef against me because I want to help him out. It takes money to make money, you know? And alright, so Kev was saying little things on Facebook like it was supposed to affect me since I spoiled him. He's telling me my beats are so great, like he's selling them behind my back, saying he has a new producer, when he told me from like 3 weeks straight prior to this that he didn't want to work with me anymore. Well, I'm reading this wrong. Let me rephrase it. Rewind. Alright, he's telling me my beats are so great, like he's selling them behind my back, saying he has a new producer, when he told me for like 3 weeks straight prior to this that he didn't want to work with anyone else. Alright, but I read and fucked up at. But other than that, basically, the guy I was working with, he appreciated the fact that I gave him a lot of beats, you know. And even though I gave him a lot of beats, he would still ask me for more beats. You got anything new? You got anything new? Like he didn't want to write to the other beats that I gave him. Now, it kind of made me wonder, like, are you just working with me just to take all my beats so you can sell them? Or are you just working with me because you got a lot of different ideas and you want to do something with the beats that I gave you? Now, with all that in mind, it's like, golly. It's like, if you got a new producer, you got a new producer. You work with who you want to work with, you know? Just like every artist isn't going to use the color red, the color yellow, or the color blue. Some artists that paint pictures are going to use secondary color sometimes, not just primary. So I'm looking at it like, okay, if you are going to do something, do it, you know? If you ain't going to do it, why you got to speak up and talk about it, you know? But other than that, if you're going to speak on it that way, do it, you know? Prove yourself, you know, if you're that type of person that you got to prove yourself to somebody, you know? But other than that, you know, all I'm saying is, this guy's talking 3 weeks prior saying I'm the only producer that he's going to work with. And now for some reason, he just doesn't feel that way because he's spoiled by all the instrumentals I'm giving him. Alright, let me finish reading the rest of this summary so I can summarize it. Alright. Him and his brothers suspect me to say something wrong to him. Like I'm beefing with him when he's the one mad at me. I'm not mad at him, you know, over a Facebook post that got mysteriously erased. And what did I do that was wrong? That's my only question. What did I do that was wrong? You know, when I talked to Paco, it was a big joke online or whatever else. And Samantha, she tried to make a try to settle it like I'm not going to get in the middle of everything. That's what she was going for. But I didn't want to talk about it on her post because I felt like he could have called me up and would have been like, yo, G, I don't want to work with you anymore. You can have your beats back. I'm gonna take all the tracks that we worked on together and we can scratch those. That's what he could have said, because it doesn't feel right being that he just wants to go like, yo, I got a new producer now. Yo, I got beats. Yo, how much you got beats for? About 10. How much for 10? Now, you know, I don't have nothing against them, but for some reason I feel like they could have been more business minded than just putting their business out there for other people to notice, because it's kind of like childish, you know. But other than that, they can act and deny all they want. I'm saying what I'm saying, but all of it happened to me and made them untrustworthy. It doesn't affect me because I made music without them. So it all boils down to not working with them anymore, and that's basically how I feel between Kev and the Species Facebook group on Facebook. And other than that, peace. What did I do wrong? I'm not mad over anything. If you want to buy a beat, you buy a beat. If you don't want to buy any instrumentals, you don't have to buy any instrumentals. It's up to you. If you're an artist that wants to work legit, copyright your music and do your music the right way. And if you're an up-and-coming producer, don't give any of your beats away for free. None of them. Don't even give a snippet out, because these people are horrible. They're not going to pay you for anything. And this comes from somebody that has worked with Species from 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. Yeah, for 4 years. So even if people want to work with you, you gotta have some kind of legitimate contract, and that's basically all I gotta say. And I feel good that I got this off my chest, and I'm glad that somebody knows how I feel towards the music industry and working with friends and business-minded people. And even though I messed up talking and beating and whatnot, I hope you guys have understand or understood something a smidget. And thanks for watching, and subscribe.